Hello, my name is Curtis Spicer, the city editor at the Purdue Exponent. Tonight, the West Lafayette City Council will hold the first of two votes on an ordinance that would raise city parking ticket fees from $15 to $35. The ordinance is aimed at those who use the 2-hour timed parking spaces, so I asked a few of those students who use those spaces to see what they think of the current policy and how would it affect them if the policy were to increase rates.
The city raises its parking rates to match those of Purdue's. How would that affect you? How would that affect people you know?
I think there'd be people that currently park or whatever. They'd be paying as much as Purdue. It wouldn't really affect me. I don't get parking tickets as much.
Prices from 15 to 35 is a bit too much, because most of the time the offenses are not intentional. Class runs a little bit longer, or there's a meeting that ends up running longer. So, at least around campus, I think it should be a little more lenient. Around the city,
I think it'll be unfair to raise the amount of tax that you pay on citations, because you're students. You're not employed, and if you pay for $15 today, $15 tomorrow, where do you get the money from? It's expensive. And if they increase that up to probably $20 or $18, it'll be too punitive for students to afford. Yeah.
So you believe $30 or $35 for a parking ticket is
it's obscene. It's an obscene amount.
Have the city tickets come from like you not being 2 hours not having enough time, or things like that? Like you're just a little bit too busy?
Yeah, mostly it's it's right on the dot at 2 hours. I've had a lab that'll take 3 hours, like my chemistry lab, and then I'll have the ticket after that. Mm-hmm. And so that's where I got most of them.
I don't know. I think there's not enough parking in West Lafayette for all the students as it is. So I think something needs to be done. It's a problem. But I do think it's a little unfair for Purdue to charge one rate and the city to charge another rate. So I guess I'm kind of unsure about whether it's okay or not.
How recent was that one?
Let's see what this one was. This one was from the 17th of last month.
And do you remember what happened that day?
This one was probably because I've got my 3-hour power hour now of classes. So it's the same thing. I got 3 hours of straight classes before I can come out here and move it.
With the boiler cribs project and everything, I guess parking in the city has really kind of come to light, and people realize that it's an issue, and I think it's good that we're looking at it, and it's good that people are talking about how to make it less of an issue in town.
I think what they should do, because this is a student zone, they should probably raise the number of hours. And then if someone, say for example, you exceed more than 3 hours, then you should pay for a ticket. Because most of the classes they're up to 2 hours. Sometimes you're doing an exam, you can't park the car here, run back, and it doesn't make sense. And sometimes it's not that I have the money. I don't have the money. The reason why I didn't pay for the 300, I could afford to, you can't even leave, the parking spaces are not even enough.
Right.
Yeah. So there are a lot of reasons why. Probably the management, Purdue University, and the neighborhood have to reevaluate that and come up with something that works for students, for everybody.
Okay.
That's what I would say.